We are back. Welcome back to the Nick Hall Comedy Podcast. I am your host, Nick Hall, joined as always by...
Josh Griffey.
Hey. Big week.
Big.
For real this time. I'm not just saying it this time, it actually is. We're full brand whoring today.
Merch week. What do I have? I got a Never Bunt.
I literally just picked up, we just got our box of swag.
The big black
10 minutes
dinger.
before I got here. Dinger! These hats are sick. These new shirts are sweet. We got the I'm Not a Right Fielder. We got the dinger in black now. We got the hats. The hats are like sick quality. Anyway.
The classic Never Bunt behind us with
Never
Ken autograph. If you're on audio, you can find this on YouTube and see the beauty of this stuff.
The beauty.
Find it all at CoachKentMurphy.com. Our friends over at Brown Box Tees, man, they just destroyed it. So, in the spirit of Swag Week, it's time for a fucking giveaway, an October giveaway.
Yeah, we're gonna do some all kinds of exciting stuff. We'll get to that in a minute. First of all, I want to say thanks to everybody that came to the live streams the last 2 days. That was fun as shit. One thing that Griffey and I have talked about at length for a while now was getting together more with you guys and different ways to do that. Whether that's like interacting more on social media, blah blah blah, and then we had the live stream idea, and we've never done that. We just were like, fuck it, let's try it out, and it ended up being like 10 times better than we thought it was gonna be. Like, it was so much fun shooting the shit with you guys, just straight up talking shit. I love that.
You guys just saw Tuesday me just hit like the darkest depths of my soul as the Brewers lost.
We had a baseball game in the background, but it was just like a whole group of people just being trolls, like us included.
Yeah.
And it was fun as fuck. So thanks for that.
I chugged 8 beers on the stream. A lot. I chugged a lot. I was really sick the next day, so it was great fun.
It was a lot of fun. So we're gonna do more of that. We're gonna do a lot more social media stuff just to mess around. You guys are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
We like giving you guys the content, so we're gonna do that. Now, to the merch, to the contest. So first of all, first things first. You see all the new merch out here. It's badass. What are we doing for the whole month of October? We're giving you 10% off.
That's
10% off with the code DINGER10. I'll put it in the description down below. I'll put a link to CoachKentMurphy.com. You know why we're doing it? Because why not? Fuck it. You guys are awesome. 10% off. That's yours. All you gotta do is put in DINGER10. Mm-hmm. Hey. I sound like one of those like TV guys, like a slap chop or something.
ShamWow Vince got in trouble for beating up his wife or something, right?
Yeah.
R.I.P. I don't mean to speak ill of the dead. I hope that's true.
So the contest.
Here's
the contest. We're gonna give away some of this merch.
Mm-hmm. Shirts, hats.
But we're also gonna give away the official Dinger Bat. The Dinger Bat. The one that I used, the one that Jawbats made me, specially. This is gonna one of you guys is gonna own this.
One of you guys is getting a 900 Dinger Plus bat.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
It is amazing quality. It's a beautiful thing. But yeah, guys, so that's it. So we have some very simple rules to enter. First off, you have to go to the Apple Podcast app, right, where you can find the Nick Hall Comedy app. You go, you subscribe, you leave us a 5-star rating, and write a brief review. And then whether through Instagram or Twitter DMs or email, send us your username so we know that you sent the review. We can match it with a person.
Yeah.
And then the second step, and this is the one we really like. What do we got for the
second step? So if you do that, if you go and leave us a review, 5-star rating, send us that. And then if you send us a video of yourself doing a Kent Murphy impression, your best Kent Murphy impression.
It's essentially a Halloween costume contest.
You're going to be entered to win this bat.
Dinger Bat.
And we're going to take those impressions, and we might even make a video with it.
Right.
That's going to be on our channel. You guys will get seen right here on Nick Hall Comedy. So rate and review. Send us your best impression of Kent Murphy, and you could win this bat.
Yeah, so guys, email us your video at nickhallcomedy@gmail.com, right? That's what it is? Yep. nickhallcomedy@gmail.com. So email us your Kent Murphy impression and your Apple username so we know which 5-star review you left. And then you guys are in. And our goal is the best video impressions. We want to make a compilation of Kent watching your impression. And then your friends and family will help us decide who our winner is.
Yep.
So this will be something where you can get all your friends and family to vote on how hilarious you are. top 10 people are probably getting a prize. So it's a lot of good stuff, guys. Pretty easy to enter. That's all we're asking.
Yeah, and everybody that's entered, we're going to give away some of these shirts and hats, too, to, like, the runners-up.
Right.
So, there's plenty of prizes to go around.
In life, if you're not first, you're last. But here, you can still walk away with a shirt or hat. That's better than being last.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All right.
On to cool stuff.
So, yeah, we brand hoard there for a minute. We don't do it often. Sometimes. I don't know.
Right.
These hats are
I've got all kinds of other stuff I could pitch if we wanted to do that.
I look like I'm in, like, a 90s R&B video. I got, like, the all white on, like...
Just do the, I swear.
Like, you got to do gray hands.
This was me at the middle school dance, like, what is this fingering thing I've heard about, and how can I get in?
So big week. So by now, hopefully you've all seen the post-game meals video.
Post-game snack, poor Karen. Just one of the saddest characters in the Kent oeuvre now.
It's one of my funny. I like that video. I like that. I hope you guys are digging it. It was a fun one to do. Just silly shit. I just remember like being at like high school and little league games, and like you're on the road or whatever, and then you just get these shitty sack lunches afterwards. You're like, oh, maybe we're going to go to like McDonald's, and then all of a sudden they just drop this shitty sack lunch on me. Like, God damn it.
No, we had this kid on our team when we were little, and I only remember this kid because there was like weird things about him, right? He was like the classic like nerdy kid that didn't want to play, but his parents are like, you need socialization. Both of his parents were psychologists, if I remember right. His mom specialized in sex therapy. Ooh. So we went to their house once to pick him up for practice. The banister rails were actual dicks, right? And this was the house this kid was growing up in. Terrible, right? So when his mom came due for snacks, of course she had to be better than the other moms and brought, I think it was carrot sticks and olives. And we were like, what the fuck?
The fuck is
we
that?
were all so fucking livid because we were like, this was the age of, Gushers. That was the big one. That you had to give us sugar snacks, right? Yeah. Like right away. This lady's like, no, have this whole food bullshit with my fucking dick rails.
Fuck that.
I hate, the post-game snack is easy. It's just got to be greasy or sugary.
Yeah.
Easy.
Bring me a fucking cheeseburger and move on down the road.
You don't have to pre-decorate it. We're not here for that, right? This is an on-the-go thing, Karen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so anyway, let's get to the news.
The news.
What do we got going on? We got NFL guys. We got Megatron and Percy Harvin.
That was a fucking bummer this week, man.
What's that?
I hated reading the Megatron story.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he just up and retired. Like,
yeah.
You knew something was up.
Right, so you knew a guy like that in his prime to retire, right? Of course, it was the line, so it had shades of Barry all over again. Yeah. And you're like, is this just a Lions thing? Well, come to find out, he was just in terrible agony.
Probably.
Constantly self-medicating with weed and whatever else he could get his hands on.
Smoking that shit.
Fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. Do you think we're going to start hearing this story more and more?
Yeah. And
how long can the NFL hold out on the marijuana thing?
Well, what they said was him and Percy Harvin basically both said before every game of their career, pretty much.
Yeah.
They smoked dope. Yeah. Calvin's was to deal with injuries. Percy Harvin's was to deal with some anxiety.
Right.
Either way. How far is the NFL away? I'd still think pretty far because I think they're idiots.
They seem like they're always on the wrong side of every issue, right? And I think the NFL's model is, we're such a massive ship, right? Well, we're hard to turn, so don't make any rush decisions. But that puts them 15 years behind everyone else.
But nobody ever, you never saw, when Odell Beckham made that badass one-handed catch.
Right.
Dives, makes this amazing athletic play. Nobody goes, he's probably on the weed.
Yeah, right.
That's why he made that catch.
Right.
He's out there smoking that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's honestly, every coach should be super pro weed, right? Yeah. You would think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a sad state of affairs because we see a lot of these. We talk about Brian Gumble porn, right? The old guys that are like, well, I'm, a vegetable now, and I was hooked on opioid for the 20 years before that, so things are going great. Thanks for putting a fucking camera in my face, Brian.
Real sports.
Dude, the whole weed thing's got to break in culture. I don't get it. It's
dumb.
just baffling.
It is dumb.
It's baffling.
It makes no sense. It's you're not banning alcohol or anything else. It's the same thing essentially.
Exact same concept.
It's not helping you be better at the game.
No,
it's not.
And honestly, I think you should be able to do anything that makes you better at football.
That's a whole other story. But like Jordan didn't have the flu game, and somebody was like, "I bet he smoked a ton of weed. That's why he was able to play." It's asinine. It's an asinine.
All of a sudden, you're getting suspended for having the flu.
Yeah. I get it. I get it for people that work in a factory that operate heavy machinery. You don't want them fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I get.
Well, they're operating heavy
My
machinery.
wife is a NICU nurse, and she has that rule. They drug test nurses.
Yeah.
Because they're like, hey, we don't want you to be jamming IVs into like babies'
I get
eyeballs.
it in some places. I don't
Makes
care
sense.
if like my accountant smokes weed.
No.
You know what I mean? He's got a calculator. He's fine.
His spreadsheet's just turning all Inagata Davida.
It's not reefer madness. Like, people aren't going fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's just pot.
Well, I'll tell you this. Not that I've ever smoked pot. I'm a clean, upstanding father.
Yep. Christian.
But I'll tell you this. If I ever imagined the thousands of times I'd smoked pot, the last thing I ever did was, you know what I want to do? Get off this couch and cause a ruckus. Never once in my life.
I've never smoked weed and been like, I feel powerful.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
there are other substances.
I'm going to go street fight now.
Yeah. I remember when I moved to Los Angeles, I tried another substance, which will not be named. Within 5 minutes, I was outside telling my friends, I guarantee I could flip my Ford Explorer over. And I tried for a good 15 minutes until I almost had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's almost there. It was just me trying to push my Ford Explorer over.
Yeah.
Not the same kind of
do
substances.
No. But again, if they want to play some football on it, I'm cool. Cool.
It's getting to the point.
So the baseball players back in the day, they did like greenies.
Yeah.
Which is essentially,
yeah,
it's just speed or whatever. Speed.
But this is the question we have to face, right? Like, people like me who have young kids, right? My wife has already said, and I never played high school football. I'm not one of these Uncle Ricas that has like a real passion. Like, my boys need to get their fingers in the fucking grass and headbang. I don't care. Whatever they want to do, they'll do, right? But my wife has said specifically, no fucking chance our kids are allowed to play football.
Yeah.
A
lot of parents are going that way.
This is what's going to start happening in these fucking sports, right? And so if you can tell these, parents like, hey, your kid won't fucking be hooked on opioids and deal with all that stuff,
right.
They'll just smoke some pot like a fucking grown up, like all of our parents used to do.
Right.
I think maybe that's the stem, right? Football, they're doing this bend, don't break bullshit, right?
Right.
Where they don't want to try to fix any of these problems.
Right.
You have to fix this problem.
Well, I agree.
Same thing with Andrew Luck retiring. We're seeing this. We said this on the pod. This is going to be a mega story for the next couple years.
Yeah, people are going to start doing it.
Now that Megatron's out, you're going to start getting this story once a month, probably.
But so like the Vontaze Burfict got suspended for the whole year for that hit, right?
Christ. Yeah.
And
the clearest just. By the way, again, another Hard Knocks villain.
Oh, yeah.
That they're just like, we don't need to focus on the biggest piece of
Hard
shit
Knocks
on this
blew
roster.
It this year.
Hard Knocks didn't get him, Richie, AB.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
They had an entire, they had the best reality show written for them. And they were like, we have a better idea. Like, no, you don't. You literally couldn't write it better than that. With the cast that you had.
They're like, let's call Frank Caliendo.
And they were like, let's take a look at Glennon and Peterman going after it for an episode and a half.
They essentially
fucking morons.
It was essentially like one of those home and garden shows, right? Where guys in flannels try to build the best garden. That's what Hard Knocks did. Instead of, they could have made The Dirt, the Motley Crue documentary from Netflix with that team. Because if I was the Hard Knocks producers, I'm literally just sending in a sleeper agent. I'm just like, hey, you're going to get cut, right? We'll pay you $100,000. I want you stirring it up constantly. Right?
But back to the point, like the Vontaze Burfict thing. So
Jack Doyle just smoked him. He was on the ground, defenseless.
That was like for once, like the NFL got that right. Like
it wasn't even the NFL though. The Raiders did it.
Well, no, the NFL suspended for the year, didn't they?
No, the Raiders came out and did it.
No, I think it was NFL.
You guys can fact.
Either way, the point.
I was shocked too.
The point being that this guy has been in trouble for illegal hits more times than you've got fingers and probably toes.
Oh, he's
a fucking dirtball.
He cost the Bengals in the playoffs against my Steelers when he did that to Antonio Brown.
For being an idiot.
He might have been the one that fucking knocked Antonio Brown into this.
But I've heard all these sports talk guys arguing it was a bad hit, but you can't suspend a guy for a year. Like, yeah, you can, because people are fucking just getting murdered out there, basically.
Right.
Their lives are being shortened. And I'm not trying to be a pussy. I'm all for fucking lighting somebody up. I love a good hit.
Sure.
You don't need to lead with your helmet and fucking try to take somebody's head off.
Well, the Jack Doyle thing, he was literally sitting on his butt. The play was over. Mm-hmm. This is not a guy who's trying to get an extra 3 yards of yak. You know what I mean? This was done.
But they're trying to defend this guy. You shouldn't suspend him for a year. This guy has repeatedly ignored the fucking rules.
He's an absolute piece of shit.
And tried to purposely injure people.
Yeah.
That's exactly who you need to suspend for a year, and
I agree.
maybe fucking ban him. I just don't get that like narrative around it. Like,
this is his at least third major obvious dirtball play. Yeah, I'm fine with a year, right? Like, you can just be gone, honestly. Like, the league doesn't even need Burfict. He's not in his prime anymore. Right. He's not a great case study for this, right?
Well, whether you like that hit or not, the NFL's trying to get rid of that.
Yeah.
And so they have to get a guy that just keeps doing that. And they're just like, fuck it. Right. You're not, like, get on the bus or you're not going with us.
Well, you're talking about you can't take away a guy's income for a year, right?
Right.
Well, they didn't take it away. He took it away by being a dumbass.
Yeah.
Secondly, if that hit goes wrong, he might have taken away Jack Doyle's ability to make money.
Jack's only got maybe 3 or 4 brain cells left. That guy is. I love him. He's a hometown end. He's like the hometown hero here. He went to high school here. I love him. But man, that guy's taking some fucking.
You can't.
He's taking some beatings.
But this is the
thing.
He's
a walking concussion, man.
They're trying to take this out of the game. What is the best thing that we know medically will help this? If they smoke pot. So, like, how do you do both, right? How do you say, Burfict, you're gone for a year?
Yeah.
And then also, Josh Gordon, you're gone for a year. If he's not with the Patriots.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true.
It's insane. You're hitting a guy for both sides of the coin, right? We want to protect the brain and destroy your protection of your body and the brain.
Destroy it.
Yeah, why don't you get on more pills, right? Well, we watch Wolf of Wall Street. That's a good way to run a business.
Dictatorship, man. Yeah.
It's fucking, but this is kind of happening across a lot of sports, right? Like, we saw this. I don't know. I think you watch a lot of MMA, but there's a big MMA blow up, right? Veteran ref Dan Murgliata got into it with one of the fighters.
Hell yes.
Because this guy Michael Venom Page was just fucking this dude up, right? And they had like beef. Yeah. And he was sitting there, and every time he'd hit him, he'd be like, "You fucking bitch, you fucking bitch," and he's pulverizing this kid. And Murgliata said in an interview, he's like, it was just unbearable. Like, it was such a bad matchup, and he's like, he's just embarrassing this kid. So he separates him, and he was like, hey, knock it off with the show and like the playing games. Like, we're done with that.
Yeah.
And the kid pretty much was just like, fuck you. And so Murgliata took a point away. The fight continued, right? And he kept trash talking. At the end of the fight, Murgliata turns away and just goes, "That fucking piece of shit." The guy's coach was standing there. And they're like, "We want an apology." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?
You can't ask for an apology.
You want an apology from a ref?
Oh, my God.
I was like, you were just fucking cursing this guy out. We were knocking all his brain cells out. But they came out and they're like, he shouldn't have said it, but also that's not a good look for the sport. And I was like, holy shit, man. Do you remember when UFC was first coming out? That was like in the VHS section by like monster truck rallies.
And
like,
it was, what was his name? The old dude that used to run. He's like that little dude that used to run around.
Gracie.
Yeah, Hoist Gracie.
Hoist Gracie. But yeah, that was the whole thing.
It was like folklore. Yeah, pretty much.
They sold those tapes to us as this is essentially the closest thing to murder, like gladiator fighting. And they didn't have as many rules.
Hand in the glass. Yeah,
it was insane. They had the guy with the one boxing glove and bare hand. It was
Dolph
insane.
Lundgren walks out and just goes, "If he dies, he dies."
He dies. But now we've come far enough where I think it's Bellator was the company, and they're like, that's not a good professional image for the sport.
It's fun, but we can't market that. Pretty much. We can't market like death.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. If even MMA is aware. We don't want to have a murder problem.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
They don't have a lot of deaths in MMA, actually.
No.
Boxing has a lot more because they let the guys get back up when they're all
The bigger point of that story is, like, sure, you want to go for safety of your athletes or your player, whatever sport it is.
Yeah.
But you can't have him apologizing. Like, I was mad when Burfict hit Doyle. I didn't want him to walk back out and be like, "My bad."
No, they wanted the referee to apologize.
Oh, I thought the ref was asking.
He's like,
for the fighters to apologize to him.
Can you guys kiss and make?
Like, can you imagine like back in the day, Tyson smoking and doing and be like, "Sorry,
sorry."
That was an impeccable punch.
For sure. No, I mean, but that's what I
can't do that shit.
Also, I don't think you can be the MMA fighter that says, "Fuck you" to a guy like 10 times, hit him in the face, and then be like, "Oh, now I have hurt feelings."
Yeah.
You can't do that.
No.
If you're going to do the tough guy act, Michael Venom Page, you can't then turn around and be like, "That's not okay. Don't call me a piece of shit."
But that should not be against the rules in the MMA. It's where you can't.
You think they should just go?
Yeah, if you want to say "fuck you" while you hit somebody, why not?
Honestly, I think I agree.
It's like a primal thing. It's like
it is.
You're beating a man to death, essentially.
Right.
Like,
yeah, don't get him on the ground and like bust their face open, right? Like I don't want it to look like Bruce Willis in Sin City when he's just pulverizing. That's wrong. But you should be able to tell a guy to suck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guarantee I would be.
Oh, I bet all these players
if I were the one getting my
insulted.
face punched in, I'd probably still be being like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah. You fucking suck.
That didn't hurt. I didn't hear no bell.
I'm not trying to insult him. I got to psych myself up. I'm getting fucking pulverized here. No, it's hard, though. I don't know where you draw the line. MMA, it's one of those, I feel like, God, I mean, if that sport you can't talk shit, like, where do you do it?
Yeah.
But we saw this week there was that guy who got suspended from golf for 3 years. He can't be a professional golfer because he flipped a fan the bird.
Flipped a guy off and they cut him
the bird.
3 years.
That's fucking
That's
insane.
the most absurd thing I've ever heard. Suspending for a couple of matches.
Yeah.
Maybe.
One.
One maybe.
Go give the guy one of your golf clubs and say sorry.
You're taking away a guy's livelihood for 3 years.
3 fucking years.
Because he
son.
flipped somebody off.
Yeah.
That's why I fucking hate golf, man.
Yeah.
It's such a pretentious piece of shit sport. Like, I don't mind playing golf sometimes, but how uppity, like, people are about golf. Like, wearing their fucking white belts, walking around. Like, you have to act like a gentleman on the course. This is a gentleman's sport.
Yeah.
Blow me.
Yeah.
If I hit a bad drive, I'm fucking breaking my club over my knee and I'm yelling fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Sure. That's what I'm doing. Fuck your gentleman's rules. It's a fucking sport.
Yeah.
I'm here to win.
No,
I'm not here to fucking, make appearances and put on airs for everybody.
Yeah. No, it's great. They're like, we want everyone to look like they're bouncers at a Easter party, right? Like, that's golf.
Yeah.
It's insane. They're like, what are we going to do in this post-Tiger era? Like, this guy had one comeback. He's about to start hitting the Hooters waitresses again. It's over. Like, we got to figure that. No.
Tuck your button down into your pants.
It's like they watch Happy Gilmore and miss the entire point of that movie, which is, we want a golfer fighting Bob Barker on 7, right? No, I remember once I was golfing. We had this decent course in I was like a one stoplight country town, right? But we had this really nice golf course. And so me and my buddies, just out of like pure boredom, one summer, we're like, all right, we're going to pick up golf. And so we would go almost every day because it was so cheap, right?
Yeah.
And we would go and we would get some beer and we would get a pack of Black and Milds each. So we were just chain smoking Black and Milds. And I just remember being like, I don't have golf shoes. So I wore flip-flops and all of a sudden I was like, dude, golf grass is so nice.
Yeah.
I started golfing barefoot. So I was just out there barefoot.
Oh, old men are losing their minds.
No, because I had beers in my cargo shorts, right? So I could always be drinking. And then I had a Black and Mild I never took out. And I'm just fucking out there in like, a Metallica shirt, barefoot, just golfing. And we're like, this is pretty fun, whacking it around. Well, one night, you just hear this little guy rolls up and he's like, what in the fuck do you think you're doing? And I was like, well, I was trying to chip before this fucking vulgar interruption. Yeah, I was like, what is, I thought there were rules about this in golf. And he's just like, you're a goddamn embarrassment. And I was like, well, thanks, Mom. That's why I come out here so I don't have to hear it. But he was livid.
Yeah.
And I was just like, sorry, dude, I don't shop at Izod. Like, fuck up. Do you want my golf money or not?
Right.
And it's the golf thing is, how do they get people to still be interested?
It's baffling to me.
But then also they want you to make sure you have no fun, no sound, right? Like, how do I'd rather just go to a softball tournament for a Saturday.
Why? How is that fun?
Drink beer and crush dingers.
First of all, unless you're a pro golfer, you're not any good at it.
No.
You're not.
Yeah.
Like all these guys that go like all my buddies, they go golf like every day in the summer. And they're like, it's fun. I'm like, what is fun about being terrible at a sport, walking around in the fucking heat all day? You have to act like an asshole because
having to be quiet.
Because if you be yourself, like your etiquette is broken.
Right.
So you have to act like a stuffy ass asshole.
Yeah.
For what is fun about that?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
No, I'm just like, I have a dog. Like, I'll go walk my dog in the woods where there's at least some shade.
I don't get what's fun about that.
Yeah. No, I mean, but that's what I've never gotten golf on like more like normal golfing, right? I was like something like Top Golf or a driving range. Sure, because I can crush some beers and just swing.
And just
what I don't want to
drivers.
do is go look in the rough to see if my terrible shot is there. And then God forbid that you're like, oh, I have a ball similar to some other guys. It's like, you touched my fucking terrible shot. I'm like, well, sorry.
That's my Titleist. What number is it? Yeah, I only
use my terrible shot. If you hit it over here, that's you, fucker. God, I hated golf dudes.
Yeah.
Just, it's hard. But yeah, I mean, the idea of just going with your buddies and, taking some fucking big hacks, right?
Yeah.
Who can hit it the farthest?
I love it.
Can you land it in this little thing? That's fine.
Yeah.
Every other rule about golf is annoying.
Yeah, the only time I ever golf now is I'll go with like some buddies.
Yeah.
I don't even play. I just drive the golf cart because it's fun to drive the golf carts. Have a couple beers, drive the golf carts.
Yeah.
And every now and then I'll do a celebrity shot.
Right.
Where I'll just like hit a drive for somebody. You know
no,
what I mean?
if you can do a rally and get drunk, right? Where it's like, we always do best ball. So like if I play with like my kid brother, I'm like, oh, well, he'll do like 3 of the shots. I'm just going to putt for fun, right? That's fine. Then I'm not chasing my fucking balls around. I'm getting drunk with my friends.
But I have no desire to go and abide by this stupid ass fucking etiquette.
No.
Walk around for 4 hours, suck at the sport, and then pretend to be like...
No. Do you ever remember these guys?
Pretend to be like somebody from The Great Gatsby or something, like walking around. Like, that's what it's like.
I can't wait to finish 18 so I can go see this hot new big band. Yeah,
like, that's what you are. It's just so annoying.
And there's so many weird, like, do you let old guys play through?
And they're like, I wonder why we have no diversity in the sport. Because, like, your only audience is some kid at a country club. That's your only marketing approach.
It's kind of the hard thing because it's like the only people coming up in it are already going to be super rich waspy buttholes that you wouldn't want to hang out with anyway. It's like, oh look, another Oliver and Chad. Great, I'm super stoked.
Fucking.
They're like the kids whose parents bought them like $60 outfits for babies.
Right.
Because I used to see pictures of that. I'm like, that's cute. And then I have kids, and you're like, they just get shit on all their clothes.
$200 J's for a baby.
Yeah. It's like, what? No, all of my kids' clothes now are like $2 things from like
they're going to fucking destroy them.
They grow out of them. They destroy them. They get shit on themselves. No, I'm not putting shit on like a nice fancy golf baby clothes.
Poop everywhere.
Just poop everywhere.
Fucking
it's ridiculous.
So moving on from, I didn't realize I hated golf that much.
I feel like golf is something
really mad at
I want to like, but golf doesn't want to let me.
I don't hate golf. I just hate the golf culture.
You hate golfers.
No, I don't hate golf. A lot of my friends are big time golfers.
That's true. I have golfer friends.
I love them. My brother's a big golfer. I just hate like this fake like gentleman's etiquette that you have to like. Yeah. It's stupid.
Yeah, you guys are not in the royal family. It's okay to just
We're
have
not
some
playing
beer.
in the Masters. Like we're at the fucking municipal golf course.
Yeah.
You charge us $12 to play 18. I'm going to act like a fucking moron.
Well, how about this? Augusta National still doesn't let ladies in. Like, hey, golf, time to get with it.
Speaking of...
chop, golf.
Speaking of things I hate, Bill Belichick.
Oh! He's trying to steal Stephon Diggs? Is this where we're going?
No, well, that's one thing. No, I was watching the video. So they're doing a documentary on Julian Edelman.
Right.
And... they've been posting some deleted scenes on YouTube that they're not going to use in the documentary, but they're still giving them to people. And one of them was Edelman describing like the first time he met Belichick after he like got signed by the Patriots or whatever. And he's walking through the team facility. He's like, it's pitch dark. It's pitch black in there. And he's in the jacuzzi room or whatever the fuck it's called. And he sees somebody in the hot tub or whatever. And it's Belichick. And he's got like game tape going. He's reading a book, and he's like, just doing it in the dark. He's got a pencil behind his ear and all this shit. So Edelman like tries to like tiptoe around. He's like, I don't want to fucking piss off Coach. And eventually, like, Coach waves him over or something, and like he goes over there, and Belichick's dick and balls just like come up from the water,
just floating to the surface.
Just float to the surface. And Edelman's like, oh god, like, but he can't act disgusted. Because it's Coach's balls.
What do? You act like you like it?
You got to pay your respects.
You're just like,
You either ignore it or you... Nice dick, sir.
Sir, that's a hell of a hog.
I appreciate it.
That's a hell of a hog, sir.
But like, of Coach's dick and balls, I don't. He's low on my list of people I want to see. Like, up there with like Tommy Lasorda.
Andy Reid, worst. Andy Reid, worst.
Andy Reids are probably funny. Like, I don't know.
If you can get to them. No, Andy Reid is really high on my list of like, nope.
Andy Reid. Ooh.
Is Andy Reid probably the scariest dick and ball scenario?
Well, here's the thing. What do? You walk in. It doesn't even have to be like your boss or anything. You walk in on your buddy, and his balls are floating at the top of the hot tub. What do? You're like, dude, put your balls away.
No, it's a hot tub.
Or you just have your conversation.
This is the primal nature
of
man.
Your conversation.
There are some areas where you're just supposed to be more loose.
True.
Right? I wouldn't be mad. I actually have 2 stories on this.
Okay.
Actually, I think I have a couple of like unacceptable seeing people's dick stories. So when I was in middle school, I joined wrestling, right? And our coach was actually called Mr. Man. And he was just this big, stocky motherfucker with, I don't know if I should be outing him, but whatever. Fucking bald with like a comb over, right?
Yeah.
And he was just a big fucking stocky guy. So we start wrestling, and he dressed like the classic movie coach, right? The short shorts, polo shirt, whistle, high socks. He had the whole fucking, like, he was just out of TV. Well, we start wrestling, right? And we're doing our camp, and we're doing all our drills. Well, at one point, he gets in, and for some reason, he's showing us a move. And I don't remember if it's on a student or on, like, an older, like, assistant coach, right?
Yeah.
Well, he goes for essentially one of these. His chest is on. You got to get your legs up, right? So your butt's in the air, your feet are apart, like giving you a good power base. Next thing you know, just these old fucking long balls just drip out of the bottom of the shorts. And we're all,
long balls.
We're in 6th grade. I mean, it looked like they just went on.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Like
That's
foot,
old man
right?
nuts, man.
The
happens.
weight of his fucking heavy metal nuts just were dragging that
I've
sack.
gained about a half an inch of drag in the last 10 years.
Yeah, no, it's scarier now. Every time I sit down, you have to be careful. But no, and then he fucking finds out. He's like, why aren't you listening? And we all turn around. We're like, oh, and some guy goes, sir, you're nuts. And he turns around, just one hand drags him back in, and he goes, I bet you fucking liked it. To a bunch of 6th graders.
I bet you fucking liked it.
You just immediately.
That's the best response you can give. When
exactly,
like,
right?
Your nuts are out. I bet you liked it.
It was a classic wrestling using our momentum against us. It was our fault.
That's fucking
It was
great.
our fault for enjoying his nuts and not paying attention.
My only good surprise nut story I've got is the old surprise nuts. When I was in college, so I'm going down to take a shower in the like community fucking shower, the dorm showers or whatever. And I walk in, and there's only one shower running, and I look down, and there's like blood flowing in the water. Ooh, and I see like a dude on the ground. And I was like, fuck, did somebody just like kill themselves in the fucking shower?
This is college. Dashboard confessional
like,
just come out. I
was like, oh, fuck. I kind of panicked, right?
Right.
So like I ripped the curtain open. And I look down, and the dude, as I wake the dude up, but the dude he was shaving his nuts, and he cut his nutsack. Saw the blood, passed out, hit his head on the back of the shower, and he was out cold. Like I had to like slap his face, and I was like, "Dude, get up!" I was like, "What'd you do?" And he's like, "I cut my nuts," and he was just like in shock. I cut my nuts, man.
Oh god!
I was like, "Dude, I feel your pain, brother. Come on, we're gonna make it through this. We're gonna make it through."
This is a real fear of mine though, because I used to shave the top bush.
Oh yeah.
But I would leave the ball bush because in my mind, I always imagined the scrotum like that skin between a bat finger, right? It's so thin.
It seems pretty thin.
So I was like, what if I nick it? Because my buddy's like using an electric one. I'm like, dude, that has like moving blades. That's really... Because if your nuts fall open, I was like, what if the weight of my nuts rips the scrotum out and they're just falling around? Terrified me for the longest time. Honest to God, to this day, can't have my nuggets near a mouth.
No.
What?
Like, near a mouth?
No.
What?
The D, fine. I'm like, he's a little bigger and can handle his action. But I was like, the scrotum is so thin. I was like, what if she sneezes? And just like a quick bite reflex.
You don't let anybody suck your balls?
No.
What?
No. That is a hard...
Bro, you're missing out.
That's a hard off limits for me.
Missing out, dude.
Every other part of me, fine.
Oh, man.
My balls cannot be near a predator's mouth. That's what human beings are fucking predators. I'm just saying, name any other predator you would put your fucking nuts in their mouth. I don't have that level of trust, even with my wife.
You're calling all humans predators now.
We are.
That. Well,
I mean, we probably couldn't like
Apex.
We couldn't track them down and hunt, but I can go to a store at any time, and my fellow humans have fucking murdered something for me to eat.
True.
Yeah. No. True. If you have teeth that are capable of ripping meat, you can't have my fucking super thin scrotum in your mouth. That's impossible. Oh. No.
You're missing out. That's one of my favorite things.
Sorry, sir.
It's one of my favorite things.
No, I'm like Hellraiser, dude. There are so many delicious delights out there. I can't risk it.
That's
you want to
sad.
know the actual...
I feel bad for you.
No, I feel fine. I will have my nuts. Someday you're going to call and be like, Griffey, she sneezed. I need to go to the ER. I'm like,
God.
I knew it. Yeah, oh! No, you want to know the actual most fucked up seeing a dick story?
Yeah, I do.
So I was closing the movie theater. I used to work in a movie theater in high school. And it was one of those, when we would close, it would essentially be like one of the older people, which was me, and a manager, right? So my job was like take out the trash, clean up the popcorn machine, all that shit. Well, the manager normally would just, I think they said they were doing like administrative work, but other than counting the drawers, I think they mostly were just fucking around on the internet. Well, we had this little like cubicle way in the corner of the lobby, right? Yeah. Where people could come ask for customer service, whatever. And that's where they would hide. Well, the new manager we got was just short enough that, he couldn't see over the thing. It was like a 5-foot tall setup. So I'm cleaning, whatever. I'm like, I'm bored. I'll go see what my manager's up to. I won't say his name. I was like, I'll go see what my manager's up to. Maybe we'll talk. I came around the corner.
Oh, God.
And I saw what looked like him beating off. But I don't know for sure, right? But there was definitely something. If he wasn't beating off, he was about to be. In the lobby of the movie theater. But the best part, I looked from his face and we just did I averted my eyes. But as I turned, I saw what he was looking at. And it was a website. And just in the big letters, penis puppetry. And it was a dick with a little top hat, googly eyes, and an Abe Lincoln beard.
Love it.
And I was like, it was so weird because at the time I was like, was he jerking off to that or was he about to
No, he's practicing.
Yeah, dude. I was like, was he doing arts and crafts on his dick or about to jerk off? I didn't get it at the time and it scared me so bad. But as I've gotten older, I was like, I kind of get it.
Yeah, well,
right?
I was like, I don't know that I get it anymore, but
I get the weird, right? Like I'm old enough now that I have my weird things. But I was like, probably not when you're working with teenagers in a lobby. Like, that's probably still frowned upon, I would assume. It's so funny. Are there just like, like the guy you found in the shower? There are just dicks in my brain that like I can never erase.
Oh, yeah.
To this day, I see that Abe Lincoln dick in my brain all the time.
Not a dick story, but one of my first jobs was I worked at Target years, like 15, 20 years ago or whatever it was. But my buddy one of my really good buddies was the security guy. So nice. He was the guy that just like walked around Target, but he also had the room with like all the TV screens. So one day he calls me in there and he's like, dude, he's like on the walk. He's like, you got to come to the fucking security room. So I go in there and we have this dude, this guy that he was in a wheelchair. I don't know what was wrong. But he worked in the fitting room. And so he was a guy that like,
oh no.
Yeah, no, he was like sitting there under the desk just fucking cranking it. Like ladies would come in and then they'd come out and like hand him the clothes that they tried on that they didn't want, and he would like hold on to them and crank and just and you couldn't like you could see what he was doing, but you couldn't see like his actual junk because there was a table there. But you knew what he was doing.
That's classy at least.
So I leave and the security guy, my buddy, he calls this guy because I got to fire him. So they call him in there.
You fired a wheelchair guy for jerking off?
Yeah, dude. He's doing it in the dressing room.
He didn't aim it at anyone.
It doesn't matter. You can't do it. They got HR departments and all that. I'm fine with it.
I was at least classy and didn't rat my manager
I don't
out.
make the rules. Anyway, they call him into the office, right? And Chad's like, and they call him into the room with all the TVs. And Chad's got it queued up. My buddy's got it queued up. And he goes, you know what we called you in here for? And he's like, no. And he just hits play. And you just see him like furiously just hanging it. And he didn't say anything. No questions asked. He took his name tag off, sat it on the table, and left.
Just rode off into
just
the sunset.
Resigned to his fate. He's like, yep. Finally got busted.
He should have been it was the best nut.
He had worked there apparently for like 5 or 6 years. So like
he had done this hundreds of times.
He probably felt pretty good that he got away with it for so long. He's
Once
like,
you start
on to the next one.
Yeah, that's not a quick decision. They're like, I'm going to be the jerks off at work guy. That's bad. Now, I remember once there was this guy that used to come to the bar I bounced at. Hey, Plow, Schnau the Plow asked us for bar stories. More, I'll give you one. I used to work at the bar as a bouncer at the Chug, and it was down these concrete basement stairs.
Best bar in America.
Well, I remember we had this guy who started coming in, and he was one of these guys who had a lot of genetic disorders, things like that. So he was about 2 feet tall, maybe.
Yeah.
But he had this fucking wheelchair.
Yeah.
That it had so much machinery and stuff to drive it, and it was heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
So he would call, someone would carry him down the stairs, and then me and the other bouncer would have to get this fucking massive chair. Yeah. And even young guy who was pretty strong at the time, it was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to break my ankle carrying this fucking chair. So one night
those are steep steps, too, at the Chug.
Dude.
Yeah.
Anyone who's ever been in a fight at the Chug knows the danger of those stairs. Yeah. Well, so one day I remember I'm just like, I fucking was carrying it and like hurt my shoulder or something. I get it down and he rolls off to get his drink. And I'm just sitting there mad as fuck. And the bartender comes out. He's like, what's going on with you? I'm like, how are you fucking serving this guy? I'm like, what's wrong with you? Where's your like soul? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you're over serving that guy. He's like, he's had 2 drinks. I was like, he weighs 28 pounds or whatever. Like, what the fuck? How many drinks? Because he would get like the Chug mugs, like a 24-ounce well drink.
The big mugs.
And I was like, what are you doing to this guy? And he just looked at me in all seriousness. And he goes, Josh, don't you think this guy has enough problems?
True.
And it kind of hit me. I was like, who am I to say that this guy can't come in and just get blackout drunk?
That was your moment. You're like, yeah fuck it.
Well, he just said that to me in this kind of like, seriously, you want me to like now add on like the
take
shame
away from
of
his fun?
You can't drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he would come in and just drink and hit on every chick.
Yeah.
He loved it.
Why not?
Never caused trouble except for like me having to carry a chair. But he literally just said, it was kind of this eye-opening thing of, you know what, man, some people, you got to give a little extra leash.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Some people through their lot in life have earned a little extra leash. It was a good lesson.
Good lesson.
So I think you should have let that guy keep working at Target.
That's a good life lesson. I should have. If it was up to me,
should Target have kept the wheelchair
he'd
jerker
still be
off
whacking
her?
it right now. Yeah.
He didn't. I mean, he didn't Louis C.K. it.
No.
He kept it to himself.
Yeah, he didn't like point him out and be like, "Look what I'm doing."
Yeah, I mean, he'd been doing it for
just,
5 years.
Sniff
apparently,
the clothes they tried on and fucking.
That's creepy.
And do it. Hey,
that's not ideal.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you go to the podcast app, rate and review us on Apple, Spotify. Enter these contests. It's gonna be fun.
Let's run over the rules one more time. So Apple Podcast, you leave us a rating and review. Email us a video of you doing your best Kent Murphy impression. Bonus points for wearing merch. And then email us that video and your screen name, nickhallcomedy@gmail.com, and that way we'll know that you're entered. You can win a bat. You can win merch. It's amazing.
Dinger 10, the whole month of October. Dinger 10
Dinger
gets you
10.
10% off any of this gear. Hell yeah. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.